Hey guys, welcome to 6 Minutes. Jason Fulmore, SE Wrestle. I'm going to, I've been messing around with some audio on this, so hopefully it's working and everybody can hear me. If you can't hear me, then, well, you can't hear me, so it's not really going to matter. Anyway, today we're talking about Southeast Regionals, which happens tomorrow in Cherokee, North Carolina. And but before we get to that, I think it's really important that we talk very quickly about the last 6 minutes, where I talked about whether the numbers were down in Georgia and Florida and so on and so forth. It got posted on Facebook, and I think Lee Thomas really did the best job of kind of articulating some of the challenges, and I don't dispute the challenges at all as it relates to trying to get numbers out, finding the right dates, all those different things. It has got to be a significant challenge to figure out the best times with all the different activities and all the different events that are happening in the spring to host a state tournament for freestyle and Greco and all of that. So if you haven't seen it, go to our Facebook. Well, actually, I posted it here. You'll be able to see it and give it a read. But if you don't have a time to read it during this 6 minutes, obviously, go over to Facebook. You'll be able to find it there. So moving on to Southeast Regionals, hosted in Cherokee, North Carolina. It's going to be a really good weekend. It's been interesting to look through the registration and see who's all coming. But before I get to that, I had a couple minutes this afternoon to talk to Carolina Takedown Talks, Rhett Hoy. Rhett and Ryan released a little preview of North Carolina earlier today. I think I'll try to put a link so you can check it out. But I got a chance to talk to Rhett, and this is what we talked about. Two questions. So question one is, I know you and Ryan did a little preview. Any North Carolina matchups you're looking forward to?
Man, the biggest one that I could get, if we could get a round robin style, or if any of these three match up, it's a junior 195. You got Caleb Beatty, Tomas Brooker, and we missed him on our preview because he's registered under maybe an alias, as some would say. But Ethan Williams, a.k.a. the Cage Train, Cage Williams, they're all in the same bracket this weekend. That is literally North Carolina wrestling dream matchups right there. Any of those three wrestling each other, that's what I want to see.
All right. And number two, is it true? Are you announcing?
I am going to be on the mic for the first time. I'm making my PA announcer debut. Talked to Jason Bryant last night on the show and got a few tips, so try and do my best.
You're going to do great, man. You're going to do great. All right. Enjoy the weekend, man.
I appreciate it. We're going to have fun. Go and see.
All right. Now, Rhett obviously talked about that round robin that is potential for the North Carolina kids up at 195. I believe he said juniors. I've identified a few weight classes that I think are going to be really interesting to watch as well. Let's jump to 14Us. The 14U boys, the numbers are pretty good. 110 freestyle, 89 and Greco, and 86 are registered in freestyle. 14U girls, significantly fewer, only 15 registered in freestyle, 10 in folk style. As you can see, most of the weight classes have 6, 7, 8, 9 kids in the boys. 14U freestyle, 14U Greco, little 8-man bracket. That's going to be pretty good, I think. Obviously, at your two ends of the spectrum, we're going to be a little challenged as far as finding those kind of matchups, but that's something we deal with all the time over the summer and freestyle and Greco. 16U boys. 203 wrestling freestyle, 155 Greco, 105 in Greco or in folk style. One of the things that's really interesting is that 120-pound weight class has 28 kids. 113 has 22 kids. So those are the two weight classes I went to first to look at in freestyle. And I'll tell you, that 120-pound weight class with Kiowa Vines and Christian Fretwell and Kale Kuski, Cooper Davis, Colson Hoffman, there's a ton in there. Jarvis Little. That should be a really good bracket, but the one bracket that I'm most interested in watching in 16U is definitely 113. You got Jacob Bond, Antonio Mills, Mason Moody, Cam Stinson, who's going to be at that weight. That should be really interesting. Carson Duple, Chase Walker, Gianni Batone, and I think that's how you say his name, out of South Carolina. That should be a really, really good weight class, and that is a weight class that if I were in the stands walking around, those are some of the kids I would definitely go and take on to or watch some of those matches. Let's jump to the high school girls. Pretty decent, but again, we're combining high school girls into one. There are 63 registered. I'm not sure if it's a qualifier for Fargo, and that's why they can combine. But definitely 144 has 8 girls in it. Several of the other weight classes have a pretty decent number of girls in the weight classes as well. And then finally, the junior boys, where we have 219 registered in freestyle, 159 in Greco, 95 in folk style. I'm a bit of a purist when we get to this time of year, so I really pretty much focus on freestyle and Greco. That's kind of the area that I think that we spend a lot of time, or should spend a lot of time over the summer. Obviously, Rhett alluded to potential matchups up top. For me, the matchups are pretty much right there in the middle. You can see that the 138s, the 145s, the 152s, the 160s have kind of the most kids in it. The 130-pound weight class is definitely one that I'm paying attention to. You've got Sammy Shires that's going to be wrestling. You've got Luke Belcher, Luke Kunath, Jacob Cox, Cooper Haas, Isaiah Poe from Alabama. Number really good potential matchups. And this is where I want to make sure I talk about potential. Registration is registration. Doesn't mean that the kids will be in those weight classes. Doesn't mean that they'll even be in the tournament. So that's kind of what we're looking for, but doesn't mean that it's actually going to happen. So wishing everybody the best of luck this weekend. You will not see me in Cherokee, North Carolina. It is my 31st wedding anniversary, so I have a great wife who allows me to enjoy wrestling all year long, but she has her limitations, and being gone over when we have our wedding anniversary is one of those. So you will not see me in North Carolina, but make sure you go up and say hi to Rhett and Ryan from Carolina Takedown Talk and all that. Best of luck to everyone, and have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday.